Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Hale Hardware, your do-it center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Planning your special day? Canyons Resort on beautiful Sage Lake can make it happen. Enjoy a beachfront wedding. Everything in one location. Food, beverage, lodging, and entertainment. Canyons handles everything from floral arrangements to the wedding cake. Call now to reserve your special day at Kenyon's. The American entrepreneur spirit is alive and well in Detroit. We discover this as we visit with Korean-born Dominic Pangborn, who started his own design and promotional agency in Detroit, and is also the creator of the amazing Pangborn design of upscale neckties. Also on the show, we introduce you to our traveling rescue Yorkie mascot, Bentley, and his groomer, Carey Stone of Carey's Gentle Grooming of Hale. We'll learn not only about Bentley, but also about Carey's involvement in finding adoptable homes for Michigan's abandoned or abused pets in the state's animal shelters. And of course, be sure and watch for today's phrase of the day to win on this edition of Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. What began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more. Plus a full menu at the new adjacent Traffic Stop Diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Hingeman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years.
This is Dominic Pangborn, founder and owner of Pangborn Design Limited, a graphic design and marketing company with offices in Detroit, Chicago, New York, and Tokyo. Dominic's life is truly an inspiration. He's an example of the ideal American success story. Born in Korea, Dominic, at 10 years old, was sent by his mother to live in America, where he was adopted by a Jackson, Michigan family at the age of 11. Dominic graduated first from Jackson Lumina Christi High School, then from Chicago Academy of Fine Arts, going on to study at the Illustrator's Workshop, after which he began a design business in 1979 with a partner whom he bought out in 1983. Dominic's Michigan family encouraged his love of the fine arts, which he pursued vigorously. A trip to his Detroit office and studios is awe-inspiring. Besides being a graphic designer specializing in corporate communications, he's a painter, an author, and now designer of a fabulous line of neckties. Dominic's varying success story comes from a strong desire to try new ventures that he naturally feels comfortable with, and a personal philosophy that is displayed in everything he does. That philosophy being, you live only once and life is very short, so you'd better do everything you want to do. Just do it. We were told of Dominic's inspiring life by the former Michigan Magazine guest and author Ernie Baker, who told us about the new Pangborn line of ties, designer ties, that are rapidly catching on throughout the country.
Well,
My goodness.
It's amazing is that, you know, for all the things you do in life, and you do one thing almost by accident, and that becomes sort of your new identity, you know. It just got started actually about 8 or 9 years ago. I had a client from Asia that was trying to break into the automotive market, and I was handling all of their marketing, and their textile division manager came over and says, "Can you design a necktie?" You know,
Wow.
I said, yeah, sure. You know.
Just like that.
Yeah, so I went back to office, and next morning I brought about 25 designs. And he was floored. Like, where did you get them? You know?
Where did you get them?
I said, what do you mean, where did I get it? I
Where'd you
said,
get the
designed
ideas?
it last night. And he said, you did all this last night? I said, yeah. He said, Dominic, it takes us about 6 months to create a line, and for you to do it in like one night, you know. I said, well, I said, it's probably something that's been bottled up inside me for years. I said, I love ties, and so I just, when you asked me to design a necktie, I said it was a dream, you know.
Just like that.
Yeah, so, you know, from there, it was a story of it. He said, let me take this and talk to our marketing people, and of course, he came back with the bad news. And he said, these are too nice.
Too what?
They're too good.
Too good.
I said, what do you mean too good? He said, well, these belongs at, you know, Saks, Nordstrom's, you know, upscale stores. I said, yeah, that's what it was for. He said, no, but our market is for the mass market, you know. We do the discount retailers and so on, you know. And I said, well, Jim, you didn't tell me that, you know. You asked me to design some ties, so I expected you to, you know, for me to design the best, you know.
Right.
And he said, oh, these are no question about it. They're incredible, you know. So I said, well, can you help me get some samples made? He said, yeah, we have a small manufacturing arm that just specializes in small, limited number ties and stuff. So he took the designs, sent it off, came back roughly about 3 weeks later with samples. I went to a trade show in Las Vegas, Magic Show, which is our largest trade show for the apparel. And I talked to some of the companies out there, showed them the ties, and they were like, you know, kind of wish-wash about it. And he says, you know, it's just there's so many designers out there and stuff, and I'm not sure, you know, it's just that we really don't want to handle another designer, this kind of thing. I said, I can guarantee it, these will be hit, you know. And they said, yeah, right, you know. So I went to New York and called up Saks Fifth Avenue and requested a meeting with the buyer, and he was reluctant. He said, Dominic, you know, I'm sure your designs are great, but I'm telling you, we have plenty of tie vendors, you know. And I said, well, his name was Troy, and I said, Troy, just give me just like 5 minutes, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. All I want is your opinion. Tell me to get out of business, don't do it, you know. And I said, I've never done this, you know. So he said, all right, 5 minutes. So secretary put me in a conference room, and the big table is sitting there. I laid out all the ties before he walked in. He opened that door, and he just like, eyes open, he said, these are your designs? I said, yeah. When can I have them? Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like
and
that.
next thing, I said, well, it's about 3 to 4 weeks.
My
He said, let's start with the stores in Detroit.
goodness. My goodness.
So,
All because
that
somebody
was it.
turned on a light bulb saying, can you design us a tie?
exactly. Yeah.
And look what you come up with. How many selections of ties do you have now?
I probably have designed over, you know, probably 1,200 to 1,500 designs.
Different
Yeah,
designs.
yeah.
My goodness.
And so what happens is every quarter we design anywhere from 50 to 60 different new designs. And all the new designs are distinctively fresh and different from the previous.
And you find these ties now in all across the country. Give us some of the names.
Well,
some of the places, like in Beverly Hills there.
Well, basically, I mean, it goes to the retailers like the Saks, and goes to the Nordstroms, and it goes to the Jacobsons and Hudsons, Dane Hudsons, Marshall Fields, you know. And but our main goal here going forward is we're starting to open up our own retail stores under our own brand name and one design collection.
And it all started with marketing and promoting advertising, posters and designs and that kind of thing.
Right.
We take a walk over here, Dominic?
Yeah, our main crux of the business today is still the corporate communications. We do all the advertising, design, marketing for Fortune 500 companies. We do package design for Procter & Gamble, a number of their different brands, from children's to tissue papers and so on. We do a lot of work with the Comerica Bank here, Delphi Automotive, Healthcare Corporation, St. John's Healthcare. So our clientele is very, very diverse.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was the mainstay. And then this happened to be just kind of a fluke thing.
Right. I mean, that still is the mainstay. I mean, as far as the tie and the scarves and the product end of it, it probably won't really dent into our bottom line until probably sometime end of next year when we start to open up our own retail stores.
From graphic design to neckties, and now on to retail outlets that will not only feature Pangborn ties and gifts, but specialty items from around the world, as well as Michigan. Dominic Pangborn is not intimidated by the challenges of his vision.
This is a lot of the new products we're working on. We're creating designs that preparing for our retail store that's going to be opening. It will be at Detroit's new terminal airport, the Midfield terminal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a whole new line of...
There's going to be 2 stores actually. There's going to be the Dominic Pangborn Designers Collective, which is going to be the ties and scarves, and it's the apparel line of it. And then we've got this bigger store called the Pangborn Design Collection, which will incorporate everything from the ties and scarves all the way to home collection. So there'll be the pottery.
And this will be at the airport, you said?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
And so literally there isn't a wing that you no matter what flight you're on, you're going to have to go past one of our stores.
We were truly impressed with Dominic's enthusiasm to follow his vision and ability to make his dreams come true, simply by doing it now, proving that achieving the American dream is still possible for those who make that decision and act.
It has been a pleasure, once again, for me to come down here to meet you and, well, to walk away with a new hat, but a Pangborn tie, a new tie. What you're doing here is to be commendable, and we thank you for taking the time to talk with us about your work, your love, and Detroit. Thanks so much for being part of Michigan Magazine.
Yeah, and I think it's a great new beginning for us.
Thank you.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Remembering Good Times and Great Food. Frank and Lisa invite you to Tin Lizzie's in Mile for a blast back to the 50s and 60s when food was made from scratch, including home-ground Angus burgers. A full menu of great food and good memories await you at the new Tin Lizzie's of Mile.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
As some of our viewers know, Michigan Magazine travels the highways of our state with a new acquisition, Sir Bentley, a Yorkie shelter rescue from the Ogama County Animal Shelter. Sir Bentley was adopted after one of our first visits to the shelter in preparation for our Shelter Stories series. He was adopted by account executive and producer Clifford Parent. Cliff and the whole crew fell in love with Sir Bentley that day. Bentley was being kept in a very special place in the shelter, waiting for someone who could be matched with his rambunctious temperament. He was a surrender from an elderly lady who just couldn't keep up with a little ball of energy. Bentley's days are filled now with travel and excitement, sharing his encounters on his own Facebook page. You simply can't find a more pampered and loved little dog, who unselfishly returns that love every day to Cliff, his new owner. That's why it was important to Cliff to find that special groomer to help with the so-called outside maintenance of Sir Bentley. The first thing one must do, as Cliff pointed out, is to find someone you can trust and who has impeccable references. You've got to ask questions and talk to fellow pet owners. With that accomplished, it was easy to decide on a small personal operation in the Iosco County area, whose name says it all: Carey's Gentle Grooming and Supply. Carey has been a groomer for some time, gathering clientele through that precious technique called word of mouth. Her love of the animals she grooms and cares for has instilled in her a new desire to do more for our four-legged friends. She's now heavily involved in organizing an annual dog show that's raised hundreds of dollars to help purchase food for area shelters. Come on along with us as we learn more about Carey, her operation, and mission. Our visit began as we introduced Sir Bentley to Carey, who he instantly took a liking to.
Come here, Bentley. Bentley, come here. Come here. Come here. Yes. He's come on to you. Something's going on here. All right, and then as you don't really want a lot of trimming done, but
I just want it trimmed up so he looks decent. I don't want to get him too short for the winter.
okay, you want his feet trimmed up pretty good and stuff, though. Those are kind of overgrown.
Yeah.
And we'll do a sanitary trim, and then they grow hair in their ears too, so we'll have to pluck those little hairs out of there.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll get infection from it holding moisture.
Okay.
And then we'll make him look like a Yorkie.
You're involved a lot in things to, find the animal shelter scene and adoptable dogs. I see you are involved heavily in a dog show every year to help out the animal shelters. Tell us a little bit about your love for the animals.
Well, all my life, we've always had a ton of animals, and it's probably started with my mom's love for animals, but they all have their own personality, just like children do, and they crack me up, they're just, each individual one is one of a kind, and, there's no two the same anymore than there is with people, and it's just, they're very loyal, and they care about you. They don't even have to know you, and they care about you, and I love it. It's so cute.
They do become family members, and that's a kind of a misconception some people might have, that this is a lifelong obligation, because they do become a part of the family.
Absolutely, and they're a lot of responsibility too. A lot of people think that it's just kind of a figure or a object that's going to be in their household, when really not only do they become a part of your family because they are so much responsibility, and there's a lot of bonding to be had with taking care of an animal, just as there is with a child. And some people kind of get that confused, and they like to buy people pets for, presents, or people just think, oh, I'm just going to get a dog for my kid, but don't realize that they require a ton of care, grooming, feeding, veterinary visits. Like, they need it and they deserve it. And I guess, for the people that, don't care so much and end up neglecting their dog, it's really unfair,
Carey went on to stress that a health and grooming maintenance program depends on the specific breeds, but must be completed on a routine and regular basis. So, Carey, how about our Sir Bentley?
This dog is really a man-made breed. It needs a lot of attention. It has an oily scalp, so it needs to be bathed more often, but its hair grows slower, so it does not have to be cut as often, I guess you would say. But then they still have to come in for regular bathing and, their nails being clipped. Their ears grow hair in them that has to be plucked out regularly. They have glands in their back end that needs to be expressed. And if not, then you wind up in the vet's office and spending a lot of money from having, ear infections, nails torn off, skin infections, glands compact, So grooming for a dog is much more than a haircut, no matter what breed it is. But like your Labradors or your Huskies, that's more of a bath, a blow dry, and getting the undercoat out, but it's still just as important. Otherwise, they wind up with hot spots and skin infections, ear infections, where like Shih Tzus, they're supposed to be in like every 6 weeks, and if not, then, especially their ears or their coat becomes matted, and then they wind up with hot spots and literally holes that start in their skin from it. Them trying to rip them out and it rubbing, their skin without getting any oxygen to it. So every breed's a little different, but 6 weeks for the most part is once a month to once every 6 weeks is probably the best way to go. No matter if you want their hair trimmed or not, they still need the attention otherwise.
And attention is exactly what Sir Bentley got that day. We're going to continue our visit with Carey to find out more about her active involvement in the animal rescue shelters in the area, and also attend last year's adoption event and dog show that was held during the annual Hot Air Balloon Festival in Hale. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned as Carey will also be bringing you our new series of animal shelter stories, which will highlight the latest available adoptions and rescues from across the state of Michigan. So stay tuned. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Hey, that's all the time we've got for this edition of Michigan Magazine. Here's a friendly reminder that if you'd like to attend or be a part of that dog show produced by Carey's Gentle Grooming at the fairgrounds during the big Hale Balloon Festival and Car Show, it'll be this coming Saturday, September the 6th, in the arena. Be sure and give Carey a call at 989-305-0320. This week's phrase of the week is, it's Balloon Festival time in Hale, Michigan. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you here next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. Flu season. Be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile.
Emerald Productions is a Michigan video company that provides its services for weddings, special events, documentaries, and more. Give us a call at 248-417-0030 and check out our website at memraproductions.com.